Kamloops band Halo has hit the scene running with their single Get Off My Mind. I caught up with the band during a practice to find out a bit more about their style.
Well, Todd and Steve and I had played together 20 years ago in a couple different bands, the latest one being called Changes, with our then keyboard player at the time. He was keyboard player for Emerson Drive, now is Dale Wallace. So, funny how it sort of started though. Dale came back a couple years ago for Christmas, and we were watching another band play in town, and he asked me, how come I'm not playing anymore? And I thought, that's a great question. So I called Todd, and I called Steve, and I called then guitar player John Wenninger, who he's no longer with us, but called the four guys and thought, yeah, let's try something. So we needed another guitar player, so I put out the feelers around town, which is a pretty small music community, so it doesn't take long to get out that you're looking for somebody, and found Brett Coral, who had played in a few different bands in town here.
Gosh, it was athletics and soccer when I was in elementary school. Long story short, we had a very young and new university grad come out and take over and start a band program at Rayleigh Elementary named Mr. Powery. I put a plug in for him. And he was just so full of energy and buzz, and everybody loved him, but if you wanted to be in his class for grade 6 and 7, you had to be in his band, right, in the band. So that's kind of how that got started. Picked up a saxophone, started there, and then everything kind of took off from there. Just music's always been a big part of my life in the sense that it brings me a lot of joy, but it's never been about the money. It's been about what exactly we're doing now and having fun.
Well, sort of what we thought about is sort of what direction that we want to go. You know, there's a lot of other good bands in town, but sort of doing sort of the same sort of genres, and we thought, well, we may like to change things up a little bit. So we've always sort of liked the being nostalgic, the old 80s sort of kind of the hair stuff, and we thought the lasers and the smoke and all the fancy stuff that we used to see. It's been a great response. Right from day one, we had our first show, we had 525 people at our first show. Nobody really sort of knew who we are, and then it's blossomed from there. We've played several times around town, and the response is great. People sort of know how our shows are, and they're liking what they see with the smoke and lasers, and we're nailing a lot of the songs fairly well with the players that we have in this band, very talented. So that gives us the opportunity to try some different material that may not have been an option before when we were a lot younger, 20 years ago, but we can certainly hit that now, and it's been a really, really good response from people.
We've learned that there is a great musical chemistry within the band, and we're all old enough and have played enough to recognize that's pretty rare. Big city, small city, doesn't matter. If you can put a good lineup together where everybody's on the same page most of the time, it's solid. So we've had a great response from the single, as Halo said. So we're going to keep chewing away on some original material, but we certainly can't take the fun out of it, put too much work into it. So we'll continue playing in town and having a blast with our fellow friends and neighbors. It's been a great time this last year and a half.
Search Kamloops Halo on Facebook or book them through Tony's DJ service. For CJN Productions, I'm Jordan Nicholson.